policy was so great and everything was fine and above board, then why roll it back? It didn't happen. It didn't stop on its own. Your own government took it back.
Preeti, see, you have the same liquor policy in Punjab and it's working absolutely fine. It's one of the most progressive policies. If it was a flawed policy, we would take it back in Punjab also, but that has not happened. In Delhi, unfortunately, we're stuck with the UT structure, and sometimes it comes to detriment, as happened in this case. Last minute when the policy was rolled out, last minute a few suggestions, few changes were suggested which could not be implemented, as a result of which the businessmen would have suffered. So in a intergovernment fight, we can't let the Vyapari suffer. So that was one aspect to it. Be that as it may, Preeti, I am saying this with full responsibility. This is one of the most progressive policies which should be implemented throughout India. It is a Padi Likhi Sarkar ka policy which will ensure that there is no surplus liquor sold anywhere in the country, unlike in Gujarat, where BJP netas are involved in illicit drug trade and nobody talks about it. People die of consuming spurious liquor. That happens very often in Gujarat. So that should stop. This policy addressed various issues, but because they had to, you remember initially, I remember very well, Sambit Patra initially started by saying that 147 mobile phones recovered because they planted that news. Then they made a mahal about it. They want to basically project we are corrupt like these Bhajpais, which we are not. After Sambit Patra did that jhoota prachar of 147 mobiles, it trickled down to 14 mobiles at the court. Then it went further down to 3 mobiles. This has been consistent with this government. They cannot bring out one iota of evidence. A PMLA case very simply wants a money trail. Please tell me where the money is. Please tell me why has your ED failed till date to recover a single penny from any one of us.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut across to the BJP correspondent. We're going to pull in my colleague Munish back into this conversation because there are pertinent questions, especially where also Manish Sisodia's case was coming up in terms of bail. We're going to try and connect to him. But Neoma Gupta, bringing you in, one has to talk politics because the case is as political as it is of the agencies where ED is concerned. And when you talk about politics, a question that constantly is raised, where there are very few answers which come in from the BJP, is the charge which has now become very pedestrian in terms of the washing machine effect, where you have leaders coming into the BJP, all the cases by agencies go cold the minute they step in. I'll give you the recent example of Mr. Ajit Pawar himself.
Okay, Preeti, see, okay, you want to talk politics, you can take it to that league. I completely respect where you're coming from. But over here, please understand, it is if you look at the charge sheet which was found in 2022 December, which was filed by the ED, you can see that the excise policy, where they granted all these license and all the liquor trade was allowed, there is an accusation of cartelization. They favored certain dealers. There were meetings done. You're doing a meeting in the Chief Minister's house. These are not small accusations. These are really, really authentic, large accusations which you have to deal with the framework of the ED per se. Yes, I understand it's a political debate because political figures are involved. But one has to see the legal aspect within the framework of what has been found. Today, post the raid, they have said there is digital evidence which have been recovered from the laptops. 1 second, ma'am, let me finish. From the laptop, from the mobile phones. How can you just remove all that by saying it's just a debate about a political warfare? Is my query to you.
Which are not unsubstantiated allegations.
This is what the ED has related today, that there is digital evidence which has been recovered after the raid has been conducted. I'm sure they will come out and give all the necessary information to you, which is their authority to do so. But there has to be more substance in this.
Let me tell you what your
all right, okay. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in. Okay, go ahead. Ms. Kakkad, answer, and I'll want to bring in Munish Pandey back into the conversation, and we'll go to Priyanka Chaturvedi.
No inquiries, madam. I believe that you are very well aware about how people are sleeping peacefully after they join the BJP. Please tell me, if you understand a PMLA case, a money trail is important. The court has been asking you about the criminality and the money trail. Where is it vanishing? Why are you reading things out of context and doing your jhoot prachar here too? Please tell me, do you know or not that PMLA case involves a money trail? There must be a money trail. The court has been specifically asking for it since day one. Please tell me, why are you taking time again and time to establish that money trail, but have failed till date?
There even a conspiracy of the same accounts within the scope of PMLA. Sorry.
Preeti, if I may be allowed to do so.
Yeah, all right. Ms. Chaturvedi, let Ms. Gupta make her point and we'll come right back to you and then we'll cut across to Munish. Ms. Gupta, please make your point.
Conspiracy also, the whole conspiracy has to be taken into account of, which I've mentioned at the onset of the debate.
Okay, all right. Ms. Chaturvedi, go ahead, make your point.
I'll just give some data points to Ms. Gupta because she's going on clarifying that Enforcement Directorate is doing its job. Just a small fact check. 4 times increase in ED investigations since 2014. 4-fold increase. 95% of them are against the opposition. How many have, concluded? Less than 2%. So, ma'am, as much as you might want to come and defend your party right now, it is becoming pretty obvious that the weaponizing that you have done of these agencies is going to hit back at you because sooner or later, all these facts will come out in the court of law. And we have already seen Supreme Court come down heavily on Enforcement Directorate. So it has become a pattern. You bring people on your side. Prime Minister speaks about 70,000 crore ka ghotala 48 hours prior to Ajit Pawar joining them. Praful Patel, Chhagan Bhujbal, Harshvardhan Patil, I can name you many people. Pratap Sarnayak, I can name you Himanta Kumar Biswa, Mukul Roy. So many of them, 95% of them are on the opposition. So it's clearly a political vendetta that's been carried out on the basis of circumstantial evidence, which has nothing to prove to the contrary.
So you're trying to tell me that all the cases which
all
are
right,
happening...
I want to, just for a minute...
Fact check. I'm only doing a fact check. I'm not into your politics. Because your politics...
Make your point. Ms. Gupta, make your point. I want to bring in... I want to bring in...
I want to just ask a question. While your facts, you have mentioned all these facts, you're saying all the people who are accused or within the domain of investigation in the ED or any of these regulatory authorities, it's all a hogwash? Is that what you're trying to say?
All I'm saying...
So let them come out in their defense on the basis of law.
Before you come and
let all these people, let all these accused answer within the framework of law and answer.
Let's go one by one. Ms. Gupta, make your point. We'll go to Ms. Chaturvedi after. Ms. Gupta, make your point. Make your point.
The country has seen...
May I be allowed to speak? May I be allowed to speak? I did not interrupt.
Priyanka Chaturvedi, just let her answer. Okay, I'm going to just come in for a second. Ms. Gupta, make your point. We'll cut across to Ms. Chaturvedi and we'll bring in Munish Pandey. Go ahead, Nima Gupta.
Ms. Chaturvedi, while I take into account all the facts that you have given to me, I want to ask you a simple question in retort that all the investigations which are pending and all the investigations which have been initiated, you think there is no fruit without which this has happened or no facts without which this has happened? I mean, you can completely deny the charge sheet which has been accounted for from the ED on this.